Let me record. May help. We're live, so okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're getting started very shortly. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful WWDC keynote day. And yeah, I apologize for my crappy audio here, but sometimes it's just what happens. Okay, so let me see if I have any chats. Okay, no chats. If you are on YouTube, say hi in the chat so we know who's here. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm recording, so yeah, there we go. And I made sure that everyone has their own audio track, at least as possible today. Let me actually turn on original sound. That might help. Although, you know what, my environment's pretty noisy, so I'm not actually going to do that. Because there's a lot of fire trucks today. So, let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready, Michael?
Yes.
All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a IACast collaboration. This is Taylor Arndt, and I'm not normally the host of this show, but sometimes we're gonna change it up a little bit. And so this is a WWDC special edition initial reaction show. And with me today, I have Michael Doise.
Hi, Taylor. How are you doing today?
Michael, I'm actually doing pretty good. This weekend I was kind of sick, so I'm a lot better now. But I'm still not feeling my best, but I'm definitely over that stomach crud that I just had this weekend. So yeah, I'm actually fairly well. But thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Doing good. Doing good. So it's been a very busy day.
We have a chatter. We have Daniel Wysick. I think I pronounced his name. He says, "Hello, welcome, Daniel." We have Christian Birdling says, "Hi, Taylor. I am here, so actually, yeah, how have you been? I am here just letting you know." Well, thank you, everyone, for chatting on YouTube. And if you're in YouTube, say hi, and yeah, let's have a great conversation. Okay, so let's see. I'm just my chat thing that normally have it read it to me. Unfortunately, wasn't working today, so I had to read it manually, which sucks. But anyways, all right. So, Michael, what are your thoughts? Because man, this WWDC, I think it's been the best in a very long time. You
Yes,
kind of
it
agree with
was a
that?
very eventful WWDC. We had a lot go on. A lot was announced, and they ran through a lot of the updates very quickly to make way for the big announcement, which was, well, we'll talk about it
Don't
later.
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, yeah. It was very intelligently made. Let's put it like that.
Intelligently made. Oh man, maybe that should be the name of the show. Man, Michael, you're more original than I am. So yes, intelligently made. We'll just say that. If you want to see what's going on the later part of the show, that means you need to stick around and see what's coming up next. So I kind of want to start off with I was a little late to the party, unfortunately, because I had issues with my streaming capabilities. But I kind of want to start off, what did you think about the beginning, Michael? 'Cause my audio description didn't work. So, were you happy about the beginning scenes, or?
Yeah, it was really good. They showed people like parachuting down out of a plane. I don't quite understand the point of that, but it was a very interesting start to the keynote, and it was really good. They moved fast and announced a whole lot of things, and the audio description was not bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. it was not bad also in the developer state of the union. Boy, Michael, have you watched that yet? Because your mind is gonna be blown away. But
No, I have not.
gosh, that's a whole other show in itself, I think. But y'all, you're not developers, so we're not gonna bore you with all that technical crap. Instead, we're gonna kind of talk about the main keynote. And yeah, we're gonna kind of talk about all the different items that they discussed. So, not, we're gonna just get into it. No more babbling. Let's actually start the party here. I really like the starting scenes. I mean, it was pretty cool. Every year it seems like Apple figures out a way to have you spend your money. Seems like they always like, hey, we're gonna release new things, and I don't know, my opinion. But I believe that did they start? I think they started with Vision Pro, Michael.
They did.
Okay, my
Yes, they
summary's out of
did.
order, so I have some notes that I kind of scribbled down, but unfortunately they're out of order. So I'm just gonna go. Actually, you know what? Let's just because my notes are scrambling. I'm just gonna go this way. Okay, here. I'm actually using the Washington Post WWDC recap article. I tried to have AI summarize it, but unfortunately AI could not summarize it. So that's what I had to do. I had to kind of do the old fashioned way, what I used to do before AI was around, which was unfortunate. Okay. So let's kind of start off with the flagship. They start with Vision OS, but I frankly want to start with iOS. iOS 18, you can hide apps. So like if someone is playing a game on your phone, but you don't want them to see all the apps you have installed, you can hide them, which is very interesting. And you could also block them so they can't even see that they're around. Or you could put them in a hidden apps folder. I find that really interesting.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry,
So
Michael.
it's very neat what you can do with the hidden apps folder because you're able to take apps that you don't want other, like if you hand your phone to somebody and they start going through all of your apps, then this lets you hide those apps from prying eyes. And I think that's very important.
It is important. And chat, let me know what you guys think about this because we have a record number of people watching this broadcast. So let me know what you guys are thinking about WWDC and this feature. I personally love it. I think it's actually great, Michael, for like if you're a contract AT trainer and you have to use your own phone, but you don't want the students to actually see what you have on your phone. Does that make sense? So I don't know. That's just one of the things I came up with, like off the cuff here. But I think that's definitely a great feature. It's also great for parents for using with their children. But those are kind of some use cases. So yeah, let's see here. Okay, no more chats. Okay, so yeah, anything you want to add about that, Michael?
Nope. It's very interesting.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so oh, and there's actually some more things in here. So iOS display 18 display is getting more customizable. They can. Oh, okay. So it's basically more. What's the word I'm talking about? Displayable. Like they can change the layout of their screen. Remember how they were talking about the moving app icons?
Yes, you'll be able to put icons wherever you want them on your screen.
I think that's awesome. That's amazing. And then you can put all of your apps in a dark black background.
Yeah, you could change
Well,
your
yeah.
icon colors. You could change the colors of icons on your home screen, which is very interesting. I don't know how much I like it, but yeah, you
I don't
can.
either. Does that mean it's like a universal dark mode? Because like apps have to actually support that. Is that true? Like in SwiftUI and other app frameworks, they have to actually
Uh,
support dark mode.
for this to work, I don't know that they do. Um,
Because I've seen something
What about
unhappy with Swift about it.
for the app icons? Let's see. Yes, they must support it.
Okay, so I was right. I was trying to frantically scroll Twitter before the show. So
Yep,
yeah, I was
yep, they
frantically
must
scrolling
support it.
Twitter and must support it. Okay, so that means, like I said, I'm just afraid that like sometimes the app developers will not be able to, figure out what's going on, or I mean, rather, they may figure out like if they actually need to support dark mode, because like some of the developers don't support dark mode, and then like if you have an app that you open and you think it's dark mode, then it's like light, it's gonna be really like glaring. I don't know. Like I've seen that before where apps don't support dark mode, they're like, this is really painful in my eyes. So I don't know. There's just maybe a problem that
But
can happen.
you could also change tint colors and do all kinds of different things with this now. So there's a lot to it.
Okay. So that's awesome. All right. You can also select different color schemes for different groups of apps. So like green for shopping, or pink or green for travel, pink for shopping. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that is very interesting, and I'm going to be curious how you do that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You could color code your apps. So again,
Yeah. Sorry, Michael.
very nice features. Um, not my favorite. I mean, it's a cool thing, but most of the things that I found interesting were not even announced at the event.
Oh. So you're gonna have to get into that later because I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Well, like the ability to change lock screen, that you have your camera and your flashlight, that you're used to on your lock screen. You can change that now to anything you want. So I could put magnifier, like I can remove flashlight and put magnifier, or I could put, you know, any number of items that they have the two positions there.
I don't
Even,
remember that.
yeah, they didn't announce it. It's stuff you have to find out by playing with the betas.
Oh, yeah. So Michael does have the beta. Unfortunately, I tried to put it on my iPad, but it did not get around for the time of the show. So
Yep, I have
because
the
the
beta
server
on
was
my
on so much
iPhone.
load.
I have the iPhone and iPad betas, and people are showing screenshots. So it's not like we can't talk about it or show it off. So,
Correct.
like people are already showing there's a new shortcuts user interface, which is
Is
interesting.
there? Oh, that
Yep.
means my video for Taylor Teardowns, which I really need to bring back. Um, Actually, I have a video about shortcuts, but it's really old apparently, so I better update that at some point. My ever-growing list of
The
to-do
one
items.
area you can no longer change your control center from the settings app. You have to do that from the control center itself. It looks like there's a power
Dang it.
icon there as well, and it is not accessible in beta 1. So if changing the control center is
Boo.
something you need to do, then stay clear if you're using voiceover.
Boo. Yeah, and I'm sure that Applebee's will have its bug list at some point.
Well, it will have that closer to release, but
Oh,
this is a
really? I thought it
really
did for each beta. Never mind. I don't know.
they might, but
Okay.
Uh, this is a very nice beta, though. A lot of stuff is working. I feel like most of the items, again, there's some really cool stuff in iOS, but most of it's not here yet. So stuff they showed off is not even like a lot of the Siri changes have not even been implemented yet. So
A lot of the S lady. We don't want to set off people's devices. Hmm. Mm. Okay. I
so
want to move on. Oh, sorry, Michael.
no, go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on.
Your internet's like laggy, so I don't want to cut over you. I want to talk
Okay, you're
about
fine.
messages now because,
Hmm.
man, there's a feature that I could have used yesterday when I had to deliver work at 2 a.m. for a client. Um, and that'd be to send a message to say, hey, the work is done, not at 2 a.m., but at 8 a.m. or something. But what I mean is the scheduling messages. This is really, really cool that you can schedule messages to be sent later. It's about time that Apple
Yes.
incorporates this.
Yes. I'm really excited that you can schedule messages now.
Oh, well, yes, we do have a couple chats. Better get to those. Because they're relevant, actually. Apparently now you can activate it so when Braille screen input is automatically, so basically you can have automatic Braille screen input so you don't have to switch to it from your rotor. Interesting.
Yes, and I've heard there's also typing clicks as well.
And that was courtesy of Unmute. So thank you, Unmute, for watching. You guys should go check out their shows as well. They're very, 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 very great podcast. And we have Unmute. Also, I guess VoiceOver has a tutorial for now getting started.
They do now have a tutorial. It is very reminiscent of VO Starter.
Uh-oh. Is VO Starter dead?
But they don't go into as many details as VO Starter does. I have gone through it, so that's how I know.
Michael, do you want to? Well, I guess we can talk about that at the end of the show. I'm like, do you want to talk about VO Starter? We'll talk about that later.
No, we won't do that this time. We're just going to talk about what's coming up.
Okay. Right. So yeah, messages. A lot of new tweaks there. Oh yeah, satellite. So you can fire, basically according to this article, you can fire off messages when you're off the grid. Okay, I have a couple questions about this one. I've heard from a couple people on Discord and other places that I talk to people that satellite is apparently expensive to send messages because before it was only available for emergency use.
So it is free for us to use, but Apple has to pay money for it to be used.
So who would they pay for that? Like, I'm curious, like, how does that get billed? Like, do they pay, like, NASA or something?
Well, no, there's private companies that have their own satellites that they use and things like that, so.
Got it. Okay, I'm not very familiar with that. So, but yeah, to open it up for everybody, not just for emergencies, that could be a huge bill for Apple.
Well, it depends. And I think it's something that they're trying. They said they were going to make it a paid thing. They have not. So the talk is that it's just going to be a free thing. So we'll see.
Oh, I did not hear that it was going to be a paid thing.
Yes, the original emergency satellite thing was going to be a paid service.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. So wow. It is now from what we know, a free thing.
And they can
as
even
far as
send
we
like
know.
They can even send like standard SMS messages as well.
Yes, they can.
Which is.
We also did hear that we got RCS included in this new release. We've got several new features, a lot of accessibility features like this new live recognition mode, tapped. And I don't know if it was there before, but we have tap to speak, which is a new way of recognizing items we point at, which is very similar to OrCam. I don't remember. It's hard to know what was there before and what's there now. There was talk we were getting new voices.
Point and speak was there before.
Oh, point and speak was there. Okay. So it's hard to know. And there's so many things it's hard to know. We do have a slightly different settings experience. The apps are now under the apps category in settings. So you don't have to worry about having all of those apps on your settings screen.
I like that.
OS.
Sorry, Michael, you're cutting out a little bit, but I like that.
I like the one of the things that, and we'll get to this more, but you have more control over how to use your devices. You can now take control of somebody else's device over FaceTime. Huge fan about that. Yes, so you could be on a FaceTime call and work with somebody else's devices.
FaceTime? I thought it was just like, I didn't know it was FaceTime. See, the thing is,
Yes.
my audio description didn't work throughout the keynote, so I had no idea what was going on in some instances.
Yes, it's through FaceTime.
Wow.
Yep.
We have.
There is. So this
Oh,
is
sorry
all
about that.
iOS.
I
This is
know.
all iOS.
Geez, we're
And I
gonna.
mean, and so really cool stuff.
Yes. I have a couple more things, and then we gotta try to get moving because I'm trying to keep this under an hour.
Yep. Yep.
So we have a ton of chatter. So you can now use your personal voice that you set up with Apple as your voiceover voice. This is courtesy of Unmute.
Can you? That's cool. Thank you, Unmute.
Yep. Thank you, Unmute. Yeah, we got a ton of chat messages, so I'm kind of going through them. We have, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching. A lot of people are watching, and I'm really appreciative. And we are appreciative. That me. Okay. So let me see. I'm checking my article here. And then there's like some emoji, like floating stuff. I don't really understand that a whole lot.
Genmoji is really exciting to me
Genmoji.
because you can generate your own emoji through AI that we'll talk about later on. That's pretty neat. And there are new emojis, and you can use emojis as tap back. So instead of just saying you like something, you can tap back. So yeah.
Okay, so do we want to talk about anything else with iOS, or do we want to move on to iPadOS?
Let's move on.
iPadOS gets a calculator finally. So for a long time, iPadOS did not have a calculator, but now they're getting a huge calculator with a whole bunch of features that, boy, I could have used 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
One of these
Taylor, I was going
features.
to ask you about that. Because
Sorry, Michael.
the reason why I'm curious about your take on iPad OS is because of the math. And we've talked about math ML and all those things. Um, does this kind of change the way you look at math? Because technically, you could do the math notes feature, write your math with text or screenshots, and submit that to a professor or something in college. I don't know how well that works, or things like that, but it feels like that is what a lot of people like. If it's accessible, that's what a lot of blind students really need to be successful.
Okay, let's break this down. So I want to kind of give my background about this. So y'all may or may not know that when I was in college, I worked with a professor for an entire semester about math research for the blind. And we did all sorts of things and, tried to use LaTeX and things like that. Boy, I don't know that I'm going back to college for computer science. I mean, maybe this will make me do that. But I could probably do math a whole lot better and learn it a whole lot better now. I want to try this. In fact, I'm actually trying to upgrade my iPad to the beta currently. But I'm excited about this feature. This is going to revolutionize math for blind students. But also, Michael, it does work with notes. So you could share the note via like a export page in a Word and then share that with your teacher. Probably. So I really like this item, and I'm very excited to try it. Is it accessible? I don't know. Am I going to find out and report about it later? Oh, yes. So keep an eye on Mastodon or Twitter/X, and follow me and follow Michael and follow, all these voiceover people.
Well, we'll be doing a show this weekend, kind of following up with everything that we're learning.
Yes.
So
this is kind
we'll
of
have
our
more information then.
This is our initial impression show. So everything right now is breaking news, and it could change at any minute. So, but we just wanted to share what we knew so far. So I'm going to be probably testing it this week, and then on our official show, as I would say, on Saturday, or this weekend sometime, I will know more, and I'll be able to give a more in-depth report. I have some chats. Okay. So, voice memos now support stereo recording. I thought it already did. I just read this on
It did not.
on social media. I just read that on social media. Sorry about that. Yeah, so voice memo has stereo recording, which, Michael, could that help with your unboxings?
Well, it kind of, again, we bring back the word Sherlock's. It kind of Sherlock's. Um, just press record and tape it in other apps. So, yeah, I mean, and you know, we do these news updates on IAcast from an iPhone. I think this is really going to really change a lot of that. And I mean, it should have been there before, but
Yes,
you
and
know, the fact that we're getting this stuff now is
this will
great.
want me to podcast more because I could just connect my Sennheiser profile once I actually get one. Connect that to my new iPhone 15 once I get one, and then podcast and share news updates to the IAcast. You know, like Michael's been doing, and it will be in stereo. I'm really liking that appeal. I'm really liking that appeal. So that's something to watch out for. Okay. So yeah, there's changes to the control center on iPad, but
And iPhone.
and iPhone. They said, according to this article, some of the things that really are starting to make iPad unique are things that will help people jot things down, like more of a note-taking tool in a sense. And then
Right.
math equations and expressions to solve automatically with Apple Pencil. Smart Script. Oh, goodness gracious. Smart Script.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically where you can write notes and it will convert those notes into better handwriting. It's not my favorite feature, but you know, it'll help people writing notes and things like that. So
I guess my question is, how will it do with a blind person?
I don't know.
Like, you know, there's so many questions I have about,
Well,
like,
I
yeah, it
don't
may
know
not be
that
my
it's
favorite feature.
specifically for people that are blind per se.
No. But I'm just curious, like, because if we write very terribly, like, how would it do for our writing? That makes sense.
Hmm.
So that's something I don't have the answer to. Okay. Do you have anything else to talk about iPad before we move on to Vision Pro?
I would like to point out the iPad really did not get as many updates as I thought it would today. I was hoping for a little more. Um, but again, a lot of these things are going to come out as time goes on, and I think that there are more features than we really you know heard about. So it will be interesting to see what we find through exploring settings and things like that. So um, I do want to point out one app that they announced for iPad and iPhone that is going to just destroy the sales of certain apps like One Password or LastPass, and
Yes,
that's the
yes,
Passwords
yes.
app.
Yes,
And I am
thank you,
super
Michael.
excited about this app. Yeah.
The
Um,
article that I'm reading from, they didn't mention it. I'm like, shame. I kind of forgot about it because, like, I usually try to write things down, but this year I was not on top of it. So, um, but yeah, one password. Who knows? We'll keep that. But again, will the passwords app
well,
work on
one thing
Android?
that
I
I
don't
like
know.
one thing I like about this app is that it lets you view your pass keys. It lets you view your Wi-Fi passwords. Like, because that being embedded in the settings app was really a pain, and now you
Yes,
can find all of that in just the passwords app.
I'm
And to me,
thinking
hmm?
that's powerful. I'm thinking about upgrading my Mac to the beta so I can try that app to see if I like it better than one password.
Yeah, I'm going to be updating my Mac this evening, and we're going to see how it works. The iPad, really has, and all of these have great new wallpapers. They're really nice looking. So
We've got a couple chat messages. We have another one from Unmute. We have two from Unmute. Don't forget you can record phone calls. That's amazing.
yes, you can now record phone calls.
Okay. Especially since you can get a call or a summary of a call afterwards.
Yes.
So like Michael and
Now
I
I don't
usually
know
have.
if I
Sorry,
I
Michael.
don't know if that's currently or if that's after new features come out.
I'm not sure. But Michael and I usually have meetings like management meetings, and it'd be really cool because we'd have to do something like Otter AI to get a summary. But if we could do that all on device, oh, that'd be nice. Could you just imagine, Michael? Like
Yep.
how awesome that is.
There are passkeys in my passwords app that I did not even know were passkeys.
Wow.
It
Okay.
is super interesting.
I'm gonna try that when I get. There's a couple things I want to try. I'll be busy this evening trying to try beta stuff and reporting on it. So
Yeah.
check Mastodon, everyone. You know, I was hosting a lot. So will Michael, I'm sure. But yeah,
And
usually
it
what? Oh,
and it's
sorry, Michael.
interesting because you can share a password. Although if you share a password from the passwords app, it does not know what to make of that. It shares it as a text document.
Ew, that's a bug.
They need to work on that. That passwords app is not fully baked yet.
Mm-mm. Unfortunately, that's what you get with betas, y'all.
Yes. All right. So Vision Pro.
Yes.
So the Vision Pro has some new tabletop features. It has some new object features. There's a new train mode that's really neat where you can use it while you're on the train. New gestures for bringing up control center and things like that. I'm okay. I like the Vision Pro changes, but I don't know that they are as great as I would have liked to see from a version 2 operating system. Um, I'd have liked to seen a little more, although I have not updated my Vision Pro, so I don't know what all is there. So
There's a
keep
lot of
that in
things.
mind.
Yes. And of course, there's still the Mac Virtual Desktop.
Hmm. Yeah, the Mac Virtual Desktop got higher resolution, so that's really neat.
Yep.
Got a lot of things like that.
And then, of course, there's more virtual reality stuff.
Hmm.
More
No
content to
talk
the
of a
headset.
magnifier app, from what I could
Oh,
tell. Oh, and some other things. But again, WWDC is just starting. There's so much more we don't actually know, right?
hmm. And then we also have. Oh, they're just saying they're going to bring an original movie to the headset.
Original what?
Movies.
Yes, they are bringing original movies and things like that. So,
Awesome. Okay.
can we talk about the Mac?
Do you want to talk about the Mac?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go on to that. We have 20 minutes left before our hour mark is up. So
I
let's
know
talk
we're
about it.
doing all right on time. And then we'll
Well, we
talk
got a
about
lot to
bigger
talk about
news.
with AI. We got a
I
lot to
know.
talk
So we're
about with
gonna.
AI.
I know.
So they announced Mac OS Sequoia, I believe it's called,
Sequoia. Yep.
and it is the new version of Mac OS, which is interesting because visually they were showing the background for Sonoma, and then they zoomed out through one of the other versions of Mac OS and showed the same wallpaper as they were zooming out, which was really neat. And they moved on to Sequoia, which was a very beautiful blue wallpaper. All of the themes this year are that blue, so that's really
Nice.
nice. Very nice blue colors. Huge fan this year of that. So check those wallpapers out. Really beautiful wallpapers this year. And we got all of that. We got the ability on the Mac to use our iPhone, y'all. Use our iPhone from the Mac. Really excited about that. That was my highlight. I'm very excited about. And then we have the ability to what else did we get? I know there were other things. I was not as excited about the Mac this time, except for that feature. But
I mean, of course, the Mac stuff is in Mac too, and the AI. Yeah.
Yep. Everything else that we've talked about is coming to the Mac. A lot of feature parity, really, on the Mac.
Wasn't there new updates to Final Cut Logic?
No, they did not mention those. They mentioned taking video and things like that. And the neat thing, one of the things that they showed on the iPhone, though, and I'm hoping this works on the iPad, is be able to view your screen while your phone is locked and drag items from your phone to your Mac. So you could take a video and move it right, or any content and move it right to your Mac. Really excited about that.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
So really excited about all those new features coming on the continuity on the Mac. Yeah, there's a lot of new cool things like I know there's better game support coming to the Mac. A lot of new games announced coming to Mac, so that's really neat. Still not all the games I'd like to see, but really good stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mac, again, it was not as great as I would like it to be. iPad and iPhone and all the others were a lot better.
There is an audio feature that I'm really excited about, and that is on the AirPods, and that is being able to shake your head no or nod yes to answer a call. Super excited about that.
Isn't there more audio isolation as well?
There's more voice isolation for phone calls, yes.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting. And then, yeah, some really cool audio stuff.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
Okay, Michael, are you ready for the big reveal? Let's talk about the thing that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, let's talk about AI and not artificial intelligence, but Apple intelligence.
Yeah.
And this is something we're going to have to talk more about because a lot of people don't fully understand how this works. Apple Intelligence will do most of the work on your device. If it needs to, it will go out to the cloud with a basically like on Apple Silicon hardware to do more processing. And then after that, it can also use like ChatGPT and other services. We do know
a 3-tiered system.
Yes. But we also know that you can use ChatGPT with S-Lady, even with Apple Intelligence turned off. You have full control over your Apple Intelligence context. And I think that's huge. It is the AI done correctly, if you ask me. So I think that Apple is doing this right compared to other ways of doing this. I'm looking at Recall. This blows anything Recall has out of the water. Microsoft said, they've invested so much into AI. They've done all this for many, many years, and Apple just took that and threw it in the garbage.
Yep.
Xcode is going to have AI support. All of these apps, notes, everything on your computer is going to have AI support. They didn't have to give it a fancy name like Copilot. They just said it would work.
And that's the thing you have to realize with Apple. It just works. Like, I mean, except if you're trying to run the first developer beta, that might not just work, but the point still stands. It just works. That's how Apple markets themselves. And I mean, even today, I got an email from Copilot saying, we're getting rid of some features in your Copilot Pro subscription. And I'm like, this makes me wonder, like, do I need that anymore? Especially if Apple's going to be doing the same thing.
Well,
Hmm.
and it comes back to, you could use the Chat GPT for uh, you could use all your Chat GPT paid features if you sign in, but you don't even have to sign in to use the non-paid features or GPT 4.0. And that's huge. I
Like
mean,
I wonder what you're gonna get if you sign in, like as a
I
paid
don't know.
user.
But what's interesting that I'm really just blown away at is that they're not going to limit it to ChatGPT. They're not going to limit it to just one engine. They said they're going to be announcing more engines coming later on in the coming, months to year. So you'll be able to have Meta AI or Gemini or whatever you want
Or Claude.
integrated into the Apple operating system. And like I keep saying, Apple has done this right.
Right.
They have done this the right way because they're saying you don't have to be limited to what you're told you have to use. They're giving you choice. And Apple's not known for choice. Apple is not known for choice. But the other
Mm-mm.
thing that really interests me is the image generation and recognition features that are going to be coming with this. It's interesting because we're using the betas now. There's no AI features, there's no talk about it, no nothing. But you know what? With software updates and things like that, it will just start turning on. And that's a remarkable thing that we don't have we don't have a lot of settings for that right now. We don't have all of these things, and we're not going to. We're going to have a native experience that just adds AI as like a coat of paint that was like, hey, this just looks like it's built in, and that's going to be fantastic. You know, uh, there will be a time where you can just search through Siri or S Lady, I'm sorry, without having to go out to Google. You'll be able to just do these things naturally that you should be able to do with your technology. And just think with the Vision Pro, if you'll be able to ask S Lady what something is. I mean, let alone Be My Eyes. I mean, they're a great company and they work with OpenAI and they do some great things. But Apple may just have this all built in, pretty soon. And, just doing image recognition and all those things with your phone.
And even object recognition.
Yes. And they
And
also
then just
said you'll be able to have perform actions. So somebody on Twitter and Mastodon made the comment. They said that Apple is going to have the LAM that Rabbit promised before Rabbit does. Now, think about that. Apple is usually not the first one to do things, but they're saying that you'll be able to tell your phone to perform certain actions based on AI input. And if Apple is confident enough to make that happen, then it's going to be pretty good. Now, they are claiming it's a beta. And, this is apparently 13 years after S Lady was announced. And I was thinking that they were going to retire the name of S Lady, but they're not. In fact, S Lady is one aspect of Apple Intelligence, which I find to be very interesting. Also, it's worth noting that this Apple Intelligence does need a iPhone with the A17 Pro or anything with an M series chip. But what's incredible is that goes back down to an M1 processor. So all Apple Silicon processors that have come out since the first Apple Silicon Mac will support this.
and then for iPhone, it's iPhone 15 or later.
iPhone 15 Pro or later. So that means your iPad Mini will not support this. That means your Intel Macs will not support this. So your iPod Touches definitely will not support this.
No, oh my gosh, Michael. No, but I mean, it's
Now,
so fantastic.
it is unclear if the GPT, like ChatGPT and other model support, will work on a different, like on non-Apple Intelligent supported devices. So that will be worth, some investigation as well.
It's just amazing with like what Apple's come out with. Like,
Yes, it
I was
is.
never expecting this.
Nope. I expected some AI, but they did it well. They did it well.
And even the recognition, Michael, the
Hmm.
voiceover. Like, I wonder if developers can tap into that to make apps that will, expand on that voiceover
I don't
recognition.
see why not, because it's all going to be the same thing.
Gosh, if
Um,
they do, that means I could like make my image, my object recognition app a whole lot better.
well, Taylor, they may have almost Sherlocked that too. And the reason
Oh,
why I say that is because of you can now create turn-by-turn directions for walking, like creating your own routes.
is that only on the? What is that only on though?
That's on the iPhone, in the iPhone now,
Any iPhone?
in the iPhone.
Oh, I need to upgrade to the beta today.
Yup.
So, so wait, I could. So will that work indoors?
I don't know. We don't know.
I've got too many questions, and I can't wait for you to come back so I can test this feature.
Yep. 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 Yep.
I've got too many questions about this whole thing.
Do we have any
Um,
chat messages?
we do not.
Well, fantastic.
We've been up for 46 minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna have to take out soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna. But like I said, do you have any other thoughts before we close out the show?
Nope, I don't have any thoughts. This has just been our initial thoughts on this um, WWDC keynote, and I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of thoughts that will be on social media through the week. I'm Mike Doey's on most of the places. Mike Doey's at techopolis.social on Mastodon. Mike Doey's on Twitter and on all the places, X, whatever it's called. So check me out there, and really glad to be here, Taylor, and you awesome job hosting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We actually had an average of 5 to 6 people watching at all times.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so Taylor, my channel, Taylor Arndt. You guys are watching it now. Well, unless you're watching the audio version. Taylor Arndt, and then Tay Arndt at techopolis.social. Tay Arndt on X/Twitter/whatever you call it. Taylor Arndt on Facebook. Taylor Arndt on LinkedIn. I'm all over the web. Just search for me and you'll probably find me somewhere. So I'm gonna be posting all my thoughts and talking to people
Mm-hmm.
online and trying to come up with great uses. I'm gonna be probably putting my phone in the beta as long as it won't break it. And I'm gonna probably test these route features ASAP because I want to see if they will work. I mean, a couple of questions I have about that though is, can I like export routes to share with other people and things like that. So I'm excited to try it out, and yeah, I will let you know my thoughts about everything once I, once more things come out and once I test it a little bit more. But Michael, thank you for being on today, and
Yep.
I hope you guys have a wonderful WWDC week and keep your
Yep.
eyes peeled for more updates.
Sounds good, Taylor.
Sounds good. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Bye, everyone.